reptilian humanoid. Okay, now you know the snakes shed their skin, and that kind of could reference the cow, and witchcraft. Remember I told you that. But a fictional creature that appears in fiction and folklore. The Naga. Remember we talked about that. Two Naga heads carved into a Bhutan, probably Buddhist temple in Angkor, Thom, Cambodia. That's South Asia. The Naga, semi-divine creatures with half human, half serpent. Okay. Remember the snake shed the skin, and then witchcraft, that's a talisman, that leftover cow. Lizard man in South Carolina, we gotta get into that later. Fictional dragons, remember the Crocodile Society, and the African Society. Lizard men of Bulo, it's probably Buddha. Remember we talked about the Buddha videos. You guys got some movies, some games. This is a simple Wikipedia on reptilians. I know everybody probably familiar with reptilians. Conspiracy theory alleged that shapeshifters control the government, control the world. Reptilians, also called reptoids, archons, reptoids, saurians, draconian, lizard people. Fantasy, conspiracy theory, the idea. Reptilians, David Icke. We all know David Icke. You can read all this for yourself, but this talks about some literature. The words Atlantis and Lemuria come up. And see, this one, you see where I'm going with this. Okay? The emerald tablets come up. And that's a whole separate conversation on its own, but I don't know if you caught that. Atlantis, Lemuria. Okay, now you got a reptilian brain. That's actual and factual. The reptilian supposed to be a conspiracy. Atlantis, supposed to be mythical. The emerald tablets, which speak of Atlantis. The mermaid birth. Okay, now we talking about the reptilian brain. What triggers your reptilian brain? Gaining and losing money and power, social status, social media. Okay, you understand why that social status affects your reptilian brain, and we got heavy social media. Okay, do we have a reptilian brain? They say it's a myth that our brain originates from reptiles. Okay. The NIH, National Institute of Health, say you got a reptilian brain. PMC Medical Central. Okay, we got the crocodile. Remember the Crocodile Society, African secret societies. Yeah, Illuminati. Yeah, real shit. So Tutara, sound like Tartaria. Oh wow, they got a little diagram of something turning into something. This is a medical page. If you look at the bottom, it say .gov. You can read that. That was the NIH. You dig? So if you want, to read more into that, there you go. You got more information on the reptilian brain, the triune, the outer layer of the reptilian brain. Shopping behavior. Everybody like to shop. Amazon, Uber Eats. How do you activate your reptilian brain? Redirect your thoughts to something that makes you feel good and lifts your heart. Reptilian brain responds to thoughts as if it's happening. So if you consciously think thought of peace and joy, your reptilian brain will respond. What is the reptilian brain and anxiety? Your brain stem is also known as animal brain, reptilian brain, survival brain. Okay, so it's like your fight or flight. Okay, so when people say your reptilian brain, it's your most primal animalistic thoughts. Fighting and fucking, pretty much. Fighting and fucking. Look at that, the reptilian brain. How it's affecting you. So that go into your carnal desires, shopping, things of power, money, greed, success, jealousy, and envy. That's why they say you snake me out, right? You snaked me out for the gig or the money or the chicks or whatever. You dig? The Pharaoh hood. Notice the checkerboard pattern on the Pharaoh hood. He got this cobra. Remember we talked about the naga. But see how the snake coming out the forehead and they got the long chin as if that's like the bottom of the snake. As if they like becoming the snake with the hood. So, let's show some king cobra. Notice we call it the king cobra. Right? The naga is king. The king cobra. Okay, these are the only ones that got that hood. Remember in Jurassic Park when that lizard spit the goo on the first one in the heavyset dude face? But he popped out that hood, that reptilian hood, the cowl. The king cobra is wearing a cowl. Do humans have webbed hands? This is why if you see, this is why the Freemasonic symbol is sticking couple your fingers together. This is just some people of webbed feet, webbed hands. Just so you know, I'm not making that up. That was, but that's like you underwater. So a lot of times in those Masonic hand signals, they had a two middle finger and ring finger sticking together. But people got tails and horns and all that. We did some work on that, but maybe we'll get deeper into that. But that's what that hand sign of them two middle, like when Ice Cube and them was throwing up West Side. That's like the webbed hand. Remember Spock used to spread his fingers and the fingers were stuck together like they webbed. That's that Naga Kundalini situation. Okay, you got something called the primordial waters, the cosmic ocean, primordial waters, celestial river, mythological motif, world of the cosmos, and like an ocean, but that's like the Akashic field is really what they talking about. The Akashic, damn, is it called the Akashic field? I could be wrong. The soul plane, no, that's what it's called. But the primordial water can stand as a symbol to rebirth and new beginning around the planet in forms of rings. So that's why people be venerating Saturn, not for the obvious reasons of Saturn, Saturnalia, Satan, Santa, all that type shit. What is the myth of the primordial water? That the Hydros was the god of the primordial waters and Orphic theological Hydros, water, shit. Earth together with Hydros produce Chronos. There go some of the deities associated with the sea and the mountains and time. But we did one on Chronos with Garrus being Father Time and Sands of Time, Q-Dog, Dog Star. But we ain't gonna get off topic though. Chaos and Ymir. Who was the Babylonian god of the primordial waters? Tiamat. So a lot of people may not be familiar with Tiamat. Let's check out Tiamat. Not from D&D. D&D got this from real life lore. Mesopotamia, that's one of the early religions. Tum-Tum, Tiamat, Tamtum. Ancient Greek, Romanized. Primordial goddess of the sea. Maiden with Abuz, primordial god of land. Feel free to pause it and read through it. Here goes some of the etymology. Akkadian, word for the sea. Tamatu. So I think I'm gonna do one on the Tamahu, the created white race, Tamahu. Yeah, so that's some good information on the Tiamat, right? The salt sea, Tiamat is basically the god of the ocean, but there's other gods of the oceans that predate Tiamat. So a lot of these gods be like recyclables, reused from somebody else's civilization. Symbolize saltwater oceans and the sea. Okay. Who was the female dragon god? The Dracania. The Dracania? Maybe I'm mispronouncing that. And of course, that's the reptilian god Tiamat on D&D. Okay, y'all can read through that if you want. Yeah, that's Tiamat. I'll show you some pictures. It's that old, like, Babylonian, Mesopotamia looking artwork. You see the long dragon. The long dragon. That's the little card game. Notice they got the rainbow colors, rainbow flag. Google even had the rainbow flag right there. Okay, so that, takes us back to the initial thing, the reptilian conspiracy, right? These shape-shifting, they got a series on Netflix, Inside Man, Inside Job, some shit like that. They kind of touched on this in a joking matter, like a Family Guy matter, but, that's like a little light, brush up from not such a deep, at least you can look at it from a comical perspective. But the reptilians will probably end up being the Naga when you think about it. Because when you just hit images of Naga, you see what I'm saying? You get that reptilianoid. You dig what I'm saying? Look. This is where your ninja come from. This is like the primordial snake, ancient god snake. Basically the king cobra. A lot of that was cartoon, but you see they got it in Sanskrit. They reside in the netherworld, you know what I mean? The nether realm, like Mortal Kombat or some shit. And they got a reptile on there, you know what I mean? Who's a ninja. That make perfect sense. Reptile is a ninja. They got it in Thailand, Mekong, King Kong. They try to turn it into an ape, but King Kong is really the Thailand Naga snake to reach out and strike. Hebrew meaning Nas, like NASA. But we did that on the Naga already. It never had too much, but go back and check the video out. So that I just kind of wanted to touch on that before we get into the mermaid birth, right? Bring it back home with the end cow mermaid birth. Now they got the same definition. When you do what is the CAULBEARER, it's gonna say a baby born inside the intact amniotic sac. If you do what's the mermaid birth, it's gonna give you the same definition. They're the same thing, it's just a different word for it, right? We get that. You can say or. There's no differentiating. Okay, now we know what a mermaid is, right? Folklore, underwater people. Okay? Now your body is made up of 90% water. You conceived underwater, encased in the womb underwater. You ain't technically alive, let the state tell it. That's why you can get a fetal deletion, you know what I'm saying? A Planned Parenthood plate. You can get one of them because they saying you ain't really born till you get on land, you know what I mean? But we know what the mermaid is. Little quick tidbit. Tiamat that's the logo for Starbucks. It's Tiamat. You see the Mesopotamian looking statue? All right, you see, but it's like they almost say she holding her limbs open. That's some people say she holding her limbs open. It's funny, that's the symbol for coffee, something that'll keep you going, right? But of course, we know Tiamat was, they say evil, the dragon. Okay? Notice the Dogon, sound like dragon. The Dogon said they was encountered by the Nomo. Sounded a lot like Naga. All right, mother of Babel. The beast. Okay, now this like Nimrod. Supposed to have been like the Anunnaki. Okay? Anunnaki supposed to have created civilization. Let's get into it.
Did you know that the Starbucks logo is a demon goddess?
The star of Starbucks is the siren. The logo itself, oh my lord. The very original logo, she was topless, bare-breasted, topless, and her legs are spread. And you need to start drinking Starbucks right now. Let me tell you something. The Bible says that Joshua went into the battle of Ai. They lost, and he came back to inquire of the Lord, why did we lose this battle, God? God told him that you have an item that has been accursed that is within your camp.
Did you know that the star...
Let me tell you something. The star, and we can pray over and God...
Jeremiah is the mother of the ocean, which is a...
Is Starbucks logo demonic? Stick around to the end.
Okay, so you see how the Starbucks logo is connected to Tiamat, it's connected to the primordial waters, connected to the Naga, connected to underwater births coming out the water god, the water people, Mama Wata, Mami Wata, okay? Water mother. She got the snake. You see the snake is associated with the water. The waves move like a snake in a you know, kind of an S pattern, the waves. Mermaids, right? Mama Wata. This is a Yoruba West African god. Her hair ranges from straight. So see, it's Mami. See, that's what I'm saying about vowels being interchangeable. That's what I'm saying about etymology. Mami, mama. The I and the A are interchangeable. See, she doing the pose of both hands up. The Igbo, secret society, the Ikpe, the leopard people. Okay? It's all connected. And of course, you know, the Mama Wata predate all that because Africa was first. So secret societies in Igbo land. So this is the connection, how it stem into Freemasonry. Ikpe, also known as Igbo. See, it's a secret society, West African secret society. Okay, Mama Wata, Igbo. All right. Worship of the pantheon of water spirits. Mother Water. Check out my U come from the O. Water is feminine. So all of this is feminine divination, divine feminine energy. Water, soft, malleable, compromisable. You see what I'm saying? Malleable. The water demon is called a Rusalaka. Rusalaki, nymph, succubus, mermaid. Right, now the mermaid's turning evil. Oshun and Mama Wata, the same. The sea deity Oshun shares the stage with the widely followed Mama Wata. So Oshun come first. Okay, we learning while we researching. Oshun, Ocean, the ocean, right? This is Yoruba, goddess of love and fertility. Fertility going to lead in the waters. Okay, symbolize birth and rebirth. Let's see some images of Mama Wata. And notice it's water and Wata. See what I'm saying about the etymology and vowels interchangeable, and it's really about phonetics coming from the Phoenicians. Your phonics, homophones, like how you hear, tone. All right, you see Mama Wata depicted with the snake and the mermaid. Okay, look at the Starbucks logo. Look at the Starbucks logo. We got them. Look at the Starbucks logo. A Syrian, Lamuria, Lamuria, the Syrian, the siren. Look at your Starbucks logo. Okay, that's Mama Wata on the Starbucks logo. The fish goddess, Mama Wata, water. Okay. So that's gonna bring us to the land of Muur. Right? You see where they say Muur was mythical lost continent. Okay? Trying to say it was in the Pacific, but that don't make sense. It would have been in the Atlantic. If this is supposed to be Atlantis. See, they got it over there off the coast of California. But if you look at the landmass, it don't even fit up in there. Like it don't, it don't fit up in there. Lost continent of Muur. Muur is a mythical lost continent introduced by Augustus, who identified the land of Muur with Atlantis, the underwater people, the CAULBEARER, the CAULBEARER, the MERMAID, the land of Muur, mermaid. Okay? The question is, where did he get it from? Where did he get it from? the emerald tablets. He got it from Thoth, the Egyptian god of thought. That's where the word thought comes from. Thought. Thoth. 50,000 years ago, 12,000 years ago. But that's according to the writer. We can't stamp it from him. You can do a whole separate documentary on Atlantis, Lemuria, and Muur, which is all the same place. Lost civilization. Okay? But you see, they saying in the Pacific Ocean. But if it's Atlantis, why would it not be in the Atlantic? That's just too logical. But see, I think he trying to, that would make it off the coast of West Africa. You see what I'm saying? So I think I might have to do a video on where exactly Muur location was. How do you pronounce Muur? Moor. Came from anyone who was Muslim. Black or Moors. Right? Moroccan. Formerly a member of Muslim population of Al-Andalus, now Spain and Portugal. So Spain and Portugal was Muslim. You just saw that with your own eyes. Moor. Muurmoor. Okay, so the Moors is Muslim. Muslim. Remember on Malcolm X, he was saying a Muslim. Right? Moorish. So you see what I was saying? See, I say Muur and Moor. Muur is the ancient name of the original people of Earth. You just saw that, right? A Moor is a Moor is a Moor. By the etymology of the word Moor, what does it mean? Mu Lemuria was the land of we. So you saw that, right? Yeah, I can pause and read the whole thing, but you saw what he was saying. Okay. Mu is the ancient name of the original people of the earth. The mound builders of Mu. We all know about the mound, but the Wichita, like Washita, like Wichita, Kansas, Washa, Washington, D.C., the Redskins. Right? Look what the Indians do. Ba, 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 like mo, 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 mo. Right? Okay, there's some good information here. Mohawk, mulattoes, maroons, Mac, Mr. See, we got to get into the etymology. We're going to have to double back and dive deep into some of these concepts, but I'm trying to just hit a bunch of, concepts, so we're going to run through it. Washita, the Washita Moors. It's probably where you get your Washington, D.C., George Washington. Try to make itself a Moor. Muur is a Moor is a Moor. Okay? Moorish American. So it's like you can associate the Moors with Americans. And it's funny, I'm in D.C. and in the federal prisons, the D.C. blacks is the Moors. Check it out.
Not only was the Earthland one landmass at one time, and if you separated Africa and North America, you would see that would be the northwestern part of Africa. However, like Dr. Khalid said, Africa was our throne, not our home. So Northwest Amexem would be provincial Amexem. Not only was the Earthland one land. I don't think that you would know.
Submarine video watch before they.
All right. So now you understand Moors is Moormur, the land of Mu. Right? That's where you get Ma, Mama, Wata, Ma, M-A-M-U. A muumuu, that's a woman's, sleepwear, muumuu. Okay? Cows moo, the bull don't moo, the cows moo. Female, black and white checkerboard pattern on a cow. Right? So they're all connected. Ma, moo. Mama, muumuu. No mo. Okay? So let's get into the land of Lemuria. Alright, we see this one is saying it's off the coast in the Atlantic. Lemuria. I don't know if you caught those pictures. Go back and catch the pictures if you ain't catch it. Lemuria is off the coast of Africa and America in the Atlantic. Now that one says Pacific. Lost civilization. Tiamat, you see that right there on the right. The Lemurian scrolls. The Lemurian scrolls. See the Muslim flag with the crescent moon. The moon is feminine. The moon controls the tide of the ocean. Like lunar.
Mermaids are real, and that's a fact. Nomos and Nagas, yeah, they coming back. We got them sirens, they sing the best. You follow that sign, you get lured to your death. Next we got the Nomos connected to Dogon. They have been up on this planet for so long. Next we got Finfolk, our skinfolk and kinfolk. They will kidnap if you vibrating too low. Next we got Nagas, the gods of the sea. So in their ocean, you better not pee. Natives, they are the freshwater mermaids. Might see them at a lake up on a Thursday. They also got nerdies, they protect the ocean. Don't fuck with them cause they ain't with the bullshit. Water nymphs are the most into with nature. You pollute their waters, your life there is taken. Mermaids are real, if you didn't know. They is on all of the parts of the globe. If you had encounters, tell me in the comments. If you want more info, say part 2, I'm on it. Mermaids are real, and